the NBA draft is right upon us. It kind of happened very quickly. Adam Silver has done a great job of working with the owners and the Players Association, getting this whole shortened season ready to go, the free agency period starting, and then here we are at the NBA draft. Instead of doing an entire draft highlight of the first round or whatever the case is, what we're going to do is we're going to give you our top 5 selections. So the Timberwolves, Warriors, Hornets, Bulls, and Cavaliers. We're not going to project trades, so this is assuming that they continue on with their picks. And here's the best news. Come back tomorrow, during the draft, later today, and we're recording on Tuesday. Come back later today. Check us out. We are live streaming the NBA draft. That's right. You can hang out with us. We are going to go through every single pick. We're going to provide real-time analysis and break everything down. That includes trades. That includes picks. There's going to be a whole hell of a lot of things. We're going to probably have different guests on just to bring in different perspectives. But the entire idea for us is to basically hang out with you guys while the draft is happening. We want to hear from you guys, so make sure you tune into the live stream. It's going to be a fun time, and we can't wait to get that done. All right. So, like I said, we are going to go through our top 5, starting with the first overall pick, which is held by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Nick, you and I have a pretty similar list, so I think we can move through this pretty quickly. Again, just to reiterate there, we are not predicting any trades because trades they're just crazy to try to interpret, especially with the way that this draft class is viewed. Any trade can happen at any point in time. So with that being said, Nick, why don't you kick us off? Who do you have the Minnesota Timberwolves, if they make their selection, taking with the first overall pick?
So with the first selection in the 2020 NBA draft, the Timberwolves select Anthony Edwards, forward out of Georgia. And I think that this is the best fit for the Timberwolves. I don't think that there's many good selections here for the Wolves, and I think that they are really narrowing it down to Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball at this point. We already know that James Wiseman has not met with the Timberwolves. There is no plan for him to before the draft tomorrow night or tonight when you're listening to this. So I think that Anthony Edwards makes the most sense here. You already have a guy like D'Angelo with D'Lo who handles the ball. He is going to still be an on-ball guard. I don't think you need another on-ball guard in LaMelo Ball. So I think that Anthony Edwards is the best counterpart to D'Lo and to Cat. So I think that Anthony Edwards makes the most sense at number 1.
Yeah, for sure. I have Anthony Edwards. I think his strength in the defensive game and his ability to score and create his own shot is unparalleled in this draft. Maybe LaMelo Ball on the offensive side of the ball, but he can do things on defense that Ball can't. I think he's the best all-around player as far as the guard position is concerned, and I think he fits what the Timberwolves are trying to do moving forward. I think he is the better version of what Andrew Wiggins was supposed to be. So I think that this is exactly what the Timberwolves are looking for in that situation. So instead of just harping on it, we're going to move over to number 2. We have the Golden State Warriors. Again, just to reiterate, no trades are being predicted here. Nick, who do you have going second overall to the Golden State Warriors?
This is a tough one for the Warriors because there is being stuck in the second position, not being able to trade out. It's tough. There really is nobody that's going to help you that's worth the number 2 overall pick, but you're going to take the best available, and that's James Wiseman, center. I think that this is a position that they don't have a big man like James Wiseman, and I think that he's going to really be able to help him out. Although he's really big and really tall, somebody that doesn't really fit their scheme. He is very athletic. He's fast. He can move the floor just like they do. He can push the pace with them. I think that he could still fit with them with their scheme and what they're doing over there in Golden State. So I think that James Wiseman makes the most sense here at number 2 for the Warriors.
Yeah, I think Wiseman is a very athletic 5 player. He's going to have to work on his post shooting and his mid-range game. but they have plenty of shooting with, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green's ability to stretch the floor as the 4. James Wiseman will play a really good pick and roll counterpart to Steph Curry. I think that game will definitely help them. He's going to be able to defend some of these bigger guys like Anthony Davis and Nikola Jokic, and he's going to be a defensive stalwart for them. I think he's going to be the bona fide center that they haven't had in a long time, probably since Andrew Bogut. So I think this is a great pickup for them. This is a position of need for them, and if he's the best available, you have the number 2 pick, you might as well pick him up. You're going to have him for a while. So with that being said, let's move over to number 3. We have the Charlotte Hornets. Again, Nick, you and I have the same pick. LaMelo Ball, number 3 overall. Tell us what you like about LaMelo here.
Yeah, LaMelo Ball, I've been following him since he was a freshman in high school, back those days at Chino Hills. And this guy, he's the best ball brother to me. I mean, we know what Lonzo's done. Jello has not become anything. He's still in the G League. LaMelo Ball is going to be a star in this league. He is going to prove to be one of the best point guards, if not the best point guard in the NBA at some point in his career. He is an amazing facilitator of the ball. He can shoot from range. He can make acrobatic plays. This guy is a star. He just needs a little bit more time to develop. He is going to be great. You just need to give him a little bit more time. And the Charlotte Hornets, they're getting a player who will be able to do a lot for him when he has more players around him, when they get more talent around him. But I think that he is a great building block and a guy that will pay off over time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with LaMelo Ball because for me, I think that he has the highest ceiling of any player here, but I also think he has one of the lowest floors that we have from the top prospects as they are concerned. Just because I think his flop potential is so great that I wanted, like, if his floor wasn't so low, he would have been the bona fide number 1 overall pick. I think that's what's causing him to drop to number 3, kind of like his brother dropped to number 2. It's just there's question marks about him, his character, and his defensive play specifically on the court that are going to cause teams to kind of say, okay, well, is he worth the headache? Is he worth the possible talent that he possesses? I personally think he's going to flourish in the NBA. I hope he does, just for his sake. And but overall, I think that right now he's got a long way to go in development is concerned. All right, number 4. This is where our list kind of deviates a little bit. Who do you have the Chicago Bulls taking and why?
So at number 4, I have the Bulls taking Onyeka Okongwu. I think that Okongwu is a great big man. He is going to add a lot of depth to this team. He is going to be a great piece for them. And I think he's going to be great alongside a guy like Otto Porter Jr. as big men. I think those two, they're not the tallest guys, but they're athletic, they're big, they can make plays. And I think that Okongwu is going to add more defensive help that the Bulls need. I think that they don't need another scorer, they need more defensive help, and that's exactly what he's going to add. So I think Okongwu, he may not be the best fit for the Bulls, but in my book, he's the best available at this point, and I think that he definitely serves a purpose on this roster.
Yeah, we have sort of the same idea, but we went different ways. I took Denny Abdijah. Now, Denny Abdijah, he is a 6'9", 210 pounds small forward / power forward coming out of Israel. He's extremely athletic. My biggest thing with him is that he has what I consider the highest floor, in that you know exactly what you're going to get. He's extremely athletic. He can shoot from the perimeter. He can drive to the basket and score at will. And defensively speaking, he's really good. The only knock on him is that his wingspan is also 6'9". It's not that long, which is what you kind of want in a defensive scheme. So I think it'll be interesting to say the least. But at this case, I think he's the best player on the board. I think, again, we're talking about not trading away the pick. Denny Abdijah, he's been pegged as one of the top prospects throughout, and if he's available at number 4, I think the Bulls have to make this pick. And to pair him with, a shot maker like Zach LaVine, the big man Lauri Markkanen, and then Kobe White, who is your projected point guard moving forward, I think you have a very young core of talent that is going to start to put it together. They're going to grow together, and you'll have a really good core of players to work around, and possibly add one or two dynamic pieces in free agency or in a trade moving forward. But overall, I think Avdija definitely fits what the Chicago Bulls are looking to do.
Yeah, and to cap this off, at number 5, I have the Cavaliers taking who you had at number 4, Denny Abdijah. I think Abdijah is a great player. I think that, like you said, he has the highest floor. A guy who's played overseas. We've seen a lot of these guys come from Europe or the Middle East, wherever they're playing, and it translates very well to the NBA. And as we see a lot more of these international players come over, the NBA is just turning into another international league. So I think that Avdija is really going to translate well. I think that he's going to be a huge piece alongside Kevin Love and Andre Drummond, who's now opted back with the team. So I think that these are guys that are really going to shape the Cavaliers moving forward. I think that they really are going to be able to get past the LeBron James aura that kind of is lingering around and people want to be filled as Cavalier fans. I think that Avdija, he's not a LeBron James, but he is definitely going to help improve this team a lot.
Yeah, I like the Cavaliers taking a big man here as well, but I have Obi Toppin going here. I think Obi Toppin is one of the most overlooked prospects in recent history because some boards have him as high as number 2 overall. It's very hard with this draft class to try to find somebody who stands out above the rest, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. Just that a lot of these guys are talent-wise are in the same sphere of each other that it's hard to really pick out who's going to be great and who's not. With that being said, the Cavaliers, obviously, Andre Drummond just opted into his $28.7 million player option. They have Kevin Love, but they want to get younger at the position, and who better to learn from than Andre Drummond and Kevin Love at the forward/center position. Obi Toppin is, with his abilities on the floor, he can learn a whole hell of a lot. Plus, you have Darius Garland and his possible elevated play and experience is going to help them on the youth level. I believe Obi Toppin is the best available pick for them at this point in time. I think Kobe Altman is very good at drafting. I think he has a specific idea in mind for what he wants to get done here. And I also don't imagine Andre Drummond staying with the team for the entire season. I believe that they will try to move on from him prior to the trade deadline for any team that's willing to take on that massive contract, although it is only for 1 year. It'll be interesting, but Toppin, he's one of the draft's surest bets. He dominated in college. He had extreme explosiveness. He can stretch the floor as a 5-man, and his passing is just unparalleled as a big man in this draft. I think there's a lot of upside for Obi Toppin here.
There definitely is. I think Obi Toppin, he would be a fit here, especially, you got an aging, like you said, aging Kevin Love, aging Andre Drummond. He's a guy who has a role on this team. And even if you wanted to play big, move Kevin Love to small forward and put Obi Toppin at power forward. I mean, it's big ball, and it's something that's getting away from what the NBA is turning into. But it's something that could possibly work. I mean, if everybody's playing small ball and you're playing big ball, how are you going to compete with all these tall guys? You know, it'd be an interesting matchup to see.
Well, that's what the Milwaukee Bucks have done the last couple of years, and it seems to have worked out for them pretty well.
Yeah. So there's definitely a fit here if they wanted to do something in that aspect and get away from the trend in the NBA.